If I told you so, I told you so. Champions Call 7 out of 7. This is by far the easiest limited event in the game, at least for me. This is literally free 1400 crystals, and that's not including the bets that you make. If you know the Animus in the game, and you know how the shells work in the game, and you know how to read stats, know how the matrix sets work, you can easily win this no problem. I'm not going to go over every single event because that would take forever for a simple video for Champions Call. We'll go to the most recent Champions Call, which was September 2nd, which is today of me recording. Winner 13th High School, winning it all. The first thing I want to point out, don't ever go off of the weekly win rate, and don't ever go off of the prediction percentages of people betting. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna lose. This is what I do first out of everything when I look at all the teams. First and foremost, I literally click on every team and see what the highest speed is. 301 Kloss, okay. They're fighting a team with Mio with 299, so I know Kloss is gonna go first, defense down, AoE slow, right? Mia's gonna go next at 299, reducing all the turn meters. The other team has no bulwark whatsoever. So now that I know that, I know the team on my side is gonna go and damage. Chloros with Count, Sybil, and Andrew all doing damage. Didding's probably gonna be really low on health if he's targeted, but Chloros can't target him because of Law of Silence. Probably gonna attack Kloss because of Element. She'll probably stay alive. So will Didding kill one person? I don't think so. I think Didding's gonna target Mio because she's a light element. She has Bloodbath, 41,000 health. On the second round, Mio's gonna AoE freeze. Andrew's gonna do AoE damage, attack down. Sybil's probably gonna one-shot somebody, and Libo's life is gonna win, and they do. Next match, highest speed 301 Heinrich against 13th High School, which is a 305 Mizuki. Thing with this team is they're all on Bloodbath except for Tiamat, and Tiamat has 62,000 health. I don't know what is going to get through this, especially when Mizuki has a defense buff. Fuchu has AoE speed and shield and heals. Yeah, the shield's probably not going to go off because of the bluff from Heinrich. Kachi's going to have defense buff, immunity. Veronica's not going to steal any buffs. However, she's going to put Void Ward on all of her team. Didding's going to try to kill somebody, but they have no defense down, so they're not killing anyone on this team. Tiamat's just going to keep knocking them down, along with Rahul and the passive of attack assist. So 13th High School is winning. So I look at all the speed, all the teams. Ren the Unbound, 342, Kachi the Guard, 360. So they're getting defense buff and immunity, but look at that accuracy, 106. It's not going to have that maximum crit success. And they're facing a team that has Mia and Insania, who's also on Bloodbath, and Mizuki, who's on Bloodbath, and Leanne, who's Law of Silence. They can't target her a single target. Sanya with her speed and on Gigabyte with 50,000 health against a team with no sustain. Hoyan kills her own HP. Rindy Unbound may kill Leanne and Mia, however, she's not killing Mizuki or Sanya. Sanya's gonna res Leanne if she dies. Doki wins. Last match, Fantasy Club, Ouroboros, Selin's, Chalky, Andrew. Chalky's at 274 speed, Selin's 313 against a 356 Wild Rampage Rin. The other team has no bulwark, no immunity. They're going to get AoE taunted with attack down. Selins can't do her third skill. Jockey can't do her third skill. But at that point, Turandot's going to have an attack buff, defense buff on her team. Heinrich's going to do bluff block and damage increase. And Leanne's going to AoE attack, stealing turn meter, and then do another AoE attack again on second skill. RCS wins. So now that I know the 4, I look at the next matchup in my mind, 13th High School versus Libo's Life, however you say it. Again, super tanky team, sustain, shield, AoE strip, 2 defense buffs. I know they don't stack okay? Heal block and basic attack assist from Rahul. Lots of AoE damage against a no sustain Mio kind of CC comp with a lot of single target damage, which Chloros is not doing anything to a 62,000 HP Tiamat, and even all these win units, they are on Bloodbath. Sybil's not one-shotting a Tiamat. The only defense down is Sybil, and she's going to attack Tiamat, and again, Chloros ain't doing much to Tiamat. Yes, Mio might decrease the turn meters of my team. However, Fuchu has Strive, and she has a passive that increases her own turn meter. So again, she's going to be taking a turn real quick, applying a team shield and a time speed buff. 13th High School wins this. Then I just got to know who's going to face 13th High School. The matchup is Doki versus RCS, and RCS having no sustain except for a huge shield by Rin. There's a res, there's strips, defense buffs, turn meter decrease. Mia has the fastest speed. She's probably ending up going to do her second skill, but she's on Alicorn, so after she goes, Rin's gonna go AoE taunt everyone, but even when her turn is back up, she's going to cleanse those 2 debuffs and heal her team the full, resetting shell and skill cooldown. Turn dot goes second after Rin applying attack buff, defense buff, right? Heinrich goes next, damage amplification. Sania's gonna go heal and dispel some debuffs from her team. Her and Mizuki are both on Bloodbath, so when Leanne goes, they're not gonna do much damage to them. Doki wins this. And then it's 13th High School versus Doki. Doki having a lot of sustain. The main damage dealer is fire. Mizuki is the counter to Tiamat. However, they're just not getting past this. 3 win units are on Bloodbath, and Leanne is not going to do much to that. As you see, the Tiamat team is so tanky. Mia goes, does her turn meter decrease, right? Strips any buffs if we had any. Then Fuchu has the shield, speed buff, right? Or look at it, look at the shields, super tanky. Now we have a defense buff from Mizuki, and the wound, the heal block, right, on Mia from the counters from her passive, which doesn't, it matters, but it doesn't matter because Sania can dispel it. However, you have to dispel first in order to heal, right? So then you have the AoE from Rahul, the AoE from Tiamat, and there's just nothing that they can do. And then with the Wrath procs from Rahul, and while the assist attacks, and he's on Bramble, by the way, which I didn't even mention, so he's counterattacking, doing more damage, and it's too tanky. I mean, look at Tiamat, she's at maybe like 75% health with a shield every time they attack us because of Fukayu, the passive of Moonlight Veil. You're getting healed every time that you get hit and your turn meter goes up on your team. And with the shields from Tiamat and Fuchu, defense buffs, everything. And then here's Tiamat doing the AoE, killing Leanne. Yeah, there's Sania. Well, what is she gonna do? Res Leanne, and then Tiamat's already in her transformation. And Tiamat's just probably gonna one-shot her again when she gets revived. 22,000 basic attack from Rahu on a fire target. Now Mia's dead, and what do they have to do now? Like, what, Sania's res is off of cooldown. There's nothing that they can do. Of course, she's on Gigabyte, and she's fast, so she gets Leanne back. But hey, we have all this damage and all this survivability and all this shield. Tiamat's still in full transformation. Does she one-shot Leanne? Of course she does, because it's Tiamat, and it's on a low crit rate build, which is even crazier. But that element advantage extremely helps, and this is exactly the thought process that I think about every single time I look at these stats, the shells, the modules, everything. If you know the game, you can play the game PvP wise. That's it for today's video. I hope it's not a worthless video. I hope this gives you some kind of value to Call of Champions. Literally on this match, I got 200 crystals for choosing the right team, and then I got 200 more crystals and 200 more crystals for doing the right bet. I probably netted around 3,000 crystals. I didn't bet crystals every time, because when I did question myself, which was either 5:30 in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning, whenever that time was, I just bet with ethereal coin. So I just didn't want to take that chance. If you ended up liking this video, make sure to hit that sub button, hit the like button, hit the bell, dingy dingy thing, so you know when I post a video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.